Hi, I'm Mia Walker from the Change Foundry, and I am here to talk to you about the Conscious Business Mastermind with Caroline Leon. I have been in the CBM for the whole of 2024, and the second that Caroline sent out the email for potential re-enrollment for 2025, I was like, I'm in. I said it straight back. It was a complete no-brainer. So I was really happy to talk to you about why it's so great. Um, I was thinking about what questions you would need answering, right? So the first question, I remember when I was in your position at the end of last year, thinking about whether I wanted to join, and I was watching these videos. Um, my first question was, well, will it work? Will it work for me? Will it make a difference to my business? Will it work for you personally? Well, look, you're going to have a call with Caroline, and she's so ethical in her business practices. She will tell you if it's gonna be a good fit for you. Will it make a difference in your business? Well, yeah, of course, absolutely. Assuming, of course, that you show up and do the work, but it's made a huge difference to me um, on loads of different levels. I was doing Caroline's business planning workshop just last week, and I'd done it this time last year, and it really showed me how far I'd come since the previous year. Apart from the things that I've done in my business this year, I just know my business so much better, and I've been doing this for a while actually, and I've been in loads of other programs, and I've spent loads of money on stuff that really hasn't worked that well. And this program has been the one that has really made the difference for me. Um, and partly it's just made me more realistic about what I can do because I tend to be a little bit over enthusiastic with my plans and definitely get distracted with a lot of kind of shiny object syndrome. So, Caroline has really supported me to keep my creativity and energy whilst at the same time being really grounded in reality. And it's just made such a huge difference. I've made some really big steps forward this year in getting the basics in place. The basics that are hard though, like really honing my messaging, um, getting my just getting everything put together, my customer journeys, which makes it sound very fancy, but you know what I mean, like how people find out about me and how they come across me and how they move towards potentially coming a client if that's the best fit for them. Um, I have gained clients, obviously, but in a really brilliant way that's really congruent with the person that I am. And I can feel the huge energy. I'm so excited about next year because I can feel the huge energy I'm taking forward, the momentum in my business taking forward into next year because everything's just feeling a lot more like it makes complete sense and is sustainable. Sustainable, which is so great. Um, Another question you might be asking yourself is it worth it? Well, obviously, I think I think it is. And as I mentioned, I have unfortunately paid large amounts of money for programs that just weren't great. You didn't have any access to the person who developed the program. You have such wonderful access to Caroline throughout the year. It is amazing. Um, and it has been worth every penny and more. Honestly, it's just been so great. Um, Another question I might have asked myself is, will I like the people? Will I like the people in the mastermind? I'm going to be spending, time with them every week. You will get such a clear idea of the kind of people that are in the mastermind just by having your call with Caroline. You will get an immediate sense of whether she is the person for you. And she curates a really wonderful group of people into the mastermind. And I have to say, one thing I didn't expect was very quickly the mastermind became the absolute highlight of my week. It's for me, it's near the end of the day on Tuesday, and it's in my calendar every week, and I always look forward to it. I'm always like excited that it's Tuesday because I so love being in the group, and that is a testament to the wonderful other people in my group who are all just honestly fantastic. But of course, that has been led and facilitated and brought together by Caroline. She's really led the way with that. So absolute highlight of my week. What else have I loved about it? I love the mix of the format of the calls. So I really love the mix of sometimes it's teaching, sometimes it's implementation. So, if you sit there in the call, by the end of the call, you've got something that you didn't have before. I love that feeling. There's also Q&A sessions, so you can get smaller things dealt with, and there's spotlight sessions, so you can get bigger things dealt with. And those are amazing because whether you're the focus of the spotlight or the Q&A, or if you're just participating in the group, you learn something. I mean, that's the whole point of a mastermind. I'm always learning from other people. And what's really nice, and this might be another question you have, is that there's people in at all different stages of their business in the mastermind. So there's some people, I've kind of been doing it for a little while. There's some people who are really quite successful, and somehow the way Caroline runs it, it works for everybody. And then we all learn off each other, and everybody brings new ideas to the table. So it works really well wherever you are in business. Um, and and of course, one of the main factors that I chose, I'm very kind of like jump in when it intuitively feels right. One of the main factors for me was Caroline herself. And she is such a talented and experienced group facilitator. I have been facilitating groups for many years through my previous career as well. And I'm always amazed by how skillfully she brings us all together, brings the best out of us. There are times that I turn up to calls with an idea of what I want advice on, and she'll listen carefully and then be like, I don't feel like this is the best route for you at all. Have you considered this completely other thing? And I'm like, oh yes. And she definitely helps us all to see things that we didn't see before. And you know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Brené Brown. She's got that thing about her. You know how Brené Brown is extremely accomplished and extremely smart, and at the same time, she feels like a lovely neighbor that you could just say anything to. And if you were like, "Oh my God, this thing is going wrong here," she'd just be like, "Oh my goodness, I know." That's the same vibe I get from Caroline. She is really smart and accomplished, and also she's in the trenches with the rest of us. And I never feel, stuff goes when stuff is going brilliantly, she's there to celebrate with you. When stuff is going crap, she's there to commiserate with you and find you a good way out. And never do you feel like you're failing or you can't get out of a situation. And we all turn up, you will see during the year, we all turn up in different states. And sometimes there are tears, and sometimes there's frustration, and sometimes we turn up completely stuck, or sometimes we're really happy. And whatever you bring to the session, you will leave that session feeling better than you did before and with more clarity than you did before. Um, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Don't hesitate. Have your call with Caroline. If it's the right fit for you, jump in with both feet. You will not regret it. And I hope to see you in there in 2025.